Hi, I'm Wayne and welcome to Bassador Woodworking. Today we will continue working on the 2x72-inch belt sander. I let the top wheel dry overnight, so we should be ready to turn a crown onto the top wheel, and then we can start installing it on the top. I just have a push stick holding the belt in orientation right now so that I could get the table and everything profiled. The top wheel is now all turned, and I can now drill the 5/8 inch through hole and then mount the bearings in each side. Now that the top wheel is complete, I can mount it in the top carriage. I need to make sure that the sandpaper stays perpendicular to the tabletop, so I need to make sure that the edge of the top wheel is in line with the edge of the bottom wheel. The bottom wheel is 0.658 inches from the edge of the board, which is the closest fraction to that is 11/16. So I'm going to just go in from the edge 11/16 and make sure that this edge is on the line and then mark where I need to drill my hole. I have my axle holes cut. I cut this one bigger so that I have some tracking adjustment. I'll have to build the apparatus for that after. So I'm gonna now reassemble this, get the wheel in place, and then figure out the tracking mechanism. The sander is now clamped into place, so I want to turn it on to see how my belt tracking mechanism is going to work. So I just have a slot here where the axle can move in 3 directions. And once I have that figured out, I can then create the mounting mechanism for tensioning the belt on the back. This thing is really cool. It actually tracks very well on its own. It didn't need a whole lot of adjustment at all. I'll still end up building a tracking mechanism, and I need to get some better collars. Right now I'm just using some spare shopsmith parts to hold the axle in place. It does have a fair amount of vibration, but that's kind of to be expected with barely balanced parts, and it's all made out of wood. But now I can start working on the belt tensioning mechanism. Since this is just moving up and down on a central pillar, this sander could potentially be used for a bunch of different lengths of belts. It's right now set to a 72-inch belt, but if I move this whole mechanism down, I can probably put a 42 or 48-inch belt. A 30 would probably be stretching it, but I do have a 30-inch belt and I will try it, but it might be too close. This whole thing might just be kind of stacked on top of itself. I'm just going to keep it simple for the tensioning mechanism. I'm going to just put a carriage bolt through it with a knob I make with a T-nut and a piece of wood. I think that's the most solid connection I can have. And then as I get different belts, I'll drill a new hole, and the same tension mechanism will work. I'll just mark the holes as I go. Now I'm going to disassemble the top carriage. I'm going to cut angles here. That way I have access to the 4 3/4 inch rounded surface to use as essentially a spindle when I'm sanding. Alright, so we now have a functioning belt sander. I think that's a good place to leave off for right now. In the next video, I will completely disassemble the sander, sand all the pieces, and then reassemble, adding glue, and then we will do the end of finishing. We still also need to wire a switch into the motor. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to keep up to date with new projects as they are released. And until next time, thank you.